Well, let's bring Terence Khala, Media Liaison Officer for the Department of Basic Education, to weigh in on the incident of bullying in schools at large. Terence, good afternoon. I dare say good afternoon. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC.
Indeed, good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Perhaps on the back of the incident that transpired at the school, we could get your reaction to the Queen's High incident.
Well, of course, I think obviously our condolences go out to the family of the young boy who has just passed away. I think it's important for us as well to allow the investigations, which are going to be led by the province as well as the police, to really delve a little bit deeper and find out what has happened. But at the heart of it, and really at the top of it, I think we lead with sentiments of condolences, firstly to the family, and of course the friends and colleagues of this young boy who has obviously just lost his life. And obviously, as led by the department in Gauteng, certain interventions have already been put place where the MEC will be visiting the school tomorrow, and they will obviously just be looking to delve a little bit deeper into what has obviously led to this harrowing situation.
No, absolutely. It's a fair point. Investigations are underway. Just on the back of those sentiments, you could also speak to some of the short-term measures that you'll be putting in place. I'm asking this because I also want to know if there's a concern that this type of action could gain traction and spread into other schools as well.
Look, I mean, Lizo, thank you very much for that question. I think it also allows us to really bring into sharp focus some of the interventions that continue to be put in place by the department. I think first and foremost, we do have our school safety framework, which seeks to guide schools in terms of obviously creating those safer spaces, but also something that's continued to be led since 2020 by our ministry, and in particular by the Deputy Minister, Dr. Regina Mhaule, is the department's interdepartmental intervention, particularly looking at bullying, looking at instances of gender-based violence, substance abuse, and some of the social ills that are really leading to some of the challenges that we're seeing in our schools. And looking at that and having brought that in as an interdepartmental but also multi-sectoral approach, where we're also looking at partnering with the religious sector and really ensuring that we really bring home that pivotal point that education is a societal issue, and really rooting out some of these social ills and some of the issues that lead towards bullying and these unfortunate instances, that we can be able to hold hands and really look after this issue in a collective manner. And I think that really brings into focus what continues to be done. And I think it really is about making sure that we have long-term approaches that we put together as a society and really tackle these challenges that we continue to face.
I couldn't agree more, but there is a short-term intervention, obviously, that's needed given what has transpired. And it requires a multi-pronged approach, which is also what you alluded to at a national level. Have you, at this point, spoken to the parents and the family of the victim, and perhaps also those who have been implicated at this point? What are their sentiments? Previously at the school, have there been any other incidences on record in relation to what's transpired?
Well, as mentioned, the interventions will be led obviously by the department within the Gauteng province. And as mentioned, the MEC as well as a high-level team will be heading to the school tomorrow to go and obviously tackle some of these challenges and look at some of the issues that have led to this, but also then obviously visit the family as well to convey those sentiments. And I think what's important is also just to allow those aspects to really take place, but also then to also indicate once more that the department, through the department in Gauteng, did obviously issue or dispatch psychosocial support to obviously make sure that at a very short-term measure, the psychosocial aspects of those learners are looked. Obviously, there was a sense of trauma that has taken place for those learners, and obviously making sure that we can really deal with that at a psychosocial level is something that's important. And that is a national intervention. But again, it's something that is kicked in through the stern work of the department here in Gauteng. And obviously, we await the further reports and the indications from the province as they continue and they visit the school tomorrow, as well as the parents obviously lead that into behalf of the department.
No, Terence, thank you for that update, for giving us obviously the latest as the investigations continue. We'll leave that conversation there for now and continue to monitor developments. Terence Khala is the Media Liaison Officer for the Department of Basic Education, weighing on the incident of bullying that occurs in schools, perhaps on the back of a 15-year-old learner from Queen's High School in Johannesburg who has now died following a bullying incident. And the school believed that the learner was, in fact, allegedly forced to drink poison by another learner who was bullying him. So it's a developing story we will continue to monitor.